guys? This is Jesse from Sunroad TV, and today we have a great guest, Rusty Raven. The owners of Rusty Raven, which is an art studio here in Kent, Washington, are going to sit down with us to talk about what they do, what's their creative process, and why they started. Before we go into that though, go to onsunroad.com where you can sign up to our email list. Go ahead and like all of our social media platforms, and be sure to like and share the video. That way more people will know about us and more people will know about Rusty Raven. Without further ado, here is the interview.
My name's Cam Christensen. I was born and raised in rural Alaska, lived there for 35 years. Moved down to Kent in 2012 and I've been here ever since. I paint and make things. I enjoy making kids' toys. I enjoy painting. I'm an avid chicken person. And I've got 3 kids, a lovely wife, and we run the shop. My involvement with Rusty Raven started 4 years ago. We were down here and I saw the logo, the old logo, and they were looking for artists. And so I submitted some pictures, and that's when I met the previous owners, Damon and Melissa. I'm originally from Alaska, and my dad's Inupiaq name is Tulagak, which is Raven. So I've always liked ravens, and so the name really, I don't know, that's what drew me. And so I showed art here at the gallery for the 3 years that they owned it, and then we found out that they were moving, and so we decided it'd be a perfect opportunity to buy out the business and revamp it a little bit, do some things differently, and start our version of the Rusty Raven. There's quite a difference between the Alaskan art scene and the Seattle art scene. Things down here are a lot more edgy, and not necessarily, I mean, there is some stuff that pushes people's buttons and those sorts of things, but I think that Alaskan art is influenced a lot more by nature and tradition, along with very touchy social subjects. Inupiaq, Yupik, Athabascan, all those native cultures that I grew up with, they are very closed down and they don't like to talk about things. If there's alcohol abuse, they just kind of pretend like it's not there, even though it's this giant thing that affects everyone. And so you get a lot of the art, like what you'd consider avant-garde art in Alaska is due to domestic violence issues or alcoholism or the degradation of land. And down here it's nudity or blood and guts, and it's more of an urban scene. So it's definitely different. There are some themes that run, Seattle, everybody likes orcas, Same thing with Alaskan art, but it's definitely a different vibe. And I also feel that here in Seattle there's a real difference between there's seen as a hierarchy of art. You have a lot of people that do high-end thousands of dollars for a painting, and you have people that make their own purses or earrings or necklaces, and so there's like that, I don't know if it's class structure of this is high art and this is low art, But at the same time, there's a lot of lowbrow art too that you know that people really enjoy. And personally, I feel that art is something that should be in everybody's life and part of everybody's life. You know, teach your kids to enjoy art. They don't necessarily have to be a fan of Picasso or Matisse, but they should enjoy that, and they should enjoy the value that goes into producing that. You know, somebody put their time and effort and sweat and blood and tears into making this. Enjoy it, you know. I think one of the things in Alaska is you don't have that differentiation between the arts, because everybody, you know, they're doing it to survive, and it's part of the culture to do artwork, where it's not so much part of the culture to do art here.
Yeah.
Which is really evident by the fact that all the school districts cut the arts programs, and there's children are not introduced to it. You know, I mean, I grew up first grade, started taking the soapstone carving classes, and I've been carving ever since. You know, so from the time I was 6 years old till 43, I'm still making art. You know, and it's part of my life. Well, I think that you always hear this day and age that world of Amazon. You know, I mean that's the catchphrase. I think that having a brick and mortar shop where people can come in and look and see other things, we don't have that anymore. Everybody's moving away from, you know, personal interaction. And, you know, I grew up in a town of 3,000 people, and you knew everybody. And, you know, good or bad, you knew everything that was going on, but you had a connection with all those people. And moving down here, that's the one thing I really miss. And so that's kind of why we came to downtown Kent, was to try and bring a community back to this environment, because it serves a purpose. It's a safety net for people. It's provides services that aren't there. It lets people experience things that they're not going to get on their cell phones. And you know, I'm an avid Instagram person. I'm not so much into Facebook, and I think that's because, you know, Instagram right now is still more about pictures and stuff rather than drama. And so I shy away from things like Etsy. It works for people, but I think that if you can come in here and see and touch and feel, and you come in and you look at a painting on the wall and you get that gut reaction the first time that you see it, you know, it's there's something there. And a lot of times when you're looking at something on your phone, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see it on a computer screen, and you're not going to get that goosebump feeling, and you know, or you pick up something and you're like, oh my God, I just love this. And I think that it's important to have those outlets for people, because we're getting to that point where everybody's just so disconnected, and you know, it's a big world out there, and you know, it's important to have those connections. I'm gonna say they're gonna only lose 3 games this year.
Wow.
So
playoffs for
I believe wholeheartedly that we will make the playoffs, just because everybody doubts us, and every time that they doubt us, we play harder. So. Right now,
you could get up and if you
I would say my favorite thing in the shop is going to be this painting right here. My buddy Brett, I really like abstract art, and I just, for some reason, one of the things that I really enjoy is that I can come to my shop and I can stare at great artwork, and I really like looking at that picture. So painting. So
awesome. Thanks so much, Cam.
Yep. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
said